I'm standing in front of a diptych, a portrait by Andy Warhol of Ileana Sonnabend, and this, in a way, is a signal for the whole show. Ileana Sonnabend, at the beginning of the 1960s, discovered the talent of Andy Warhol, a lonely, struggling artist in New York at that period. And all through the late 20th century, Ileana Sonnabend, time after time, through her activities as a dealer and a collector, helped to discover new talents and placed a very strong mark, perhaps one of the strongest of all people in her realm of activity, on the developing avant-gardes of the 20th century. In 1957, she opened a gallery in New York with her then husband, Leo Castelli. Together, the Leo Castelli Gallery for a few years worked out of a house that belonged to her parents. Then, in 1959, after the divorce with Leo Castelli and her marriage to Michael Sonnabend, Ileana went on her own, so to speak, and in 1962 opens a gallery in Paris, beginning a 50-year-long, or continuing a 50-year career as a dealer and a collector. In Paris, in New York, and in Geneva briefly, time after time, she has this extraordinary skill in identifying new, challenging, groundbreaking talents in contemporary art. Allora, given that Ileana Sonnabend probably figures as the leading art dealer of the late 20th century, this exhibition is a homage to her. It's been organized by myself and by Antonio Homem, the adopted son of Ileana Sonnabend and director of her gallery still today. And he chose from Sonnabend's collection works which in some way are related to Italy. That's why we call it an Italian portrait. And that means not just Italian works by Italian artists, although there is a strong presence of arte povera, which Ileana promoted first in Paris and then in the United States, gave it its international reputation, but indeed any work in the collection which somehow connects to Italy, whether its traditions, its folklore, its topography, or its history. And so that's the leitmotif that ties the collection together. There's probably no other country which has such a strong presence, given Ileana and her husband Michael's love for Italy, and indeed for decades they rented and spent months each year in an apartment here in Venice. So the love of Venice, the promotion of Italian art, her importance in a macroscopic sense for late 20th century art, all make this the most extraordinary exhibition and a just homage to a very great woman.